Well, hello, folks. After quite some time away from my channel due to some medical issues that got resolved and a part-time job that just about basically turned into a 24/7 job, well, Dragonfly is back. And I'm going to do a video that I've wanted to do for a long time, and that is how I developed my own set of darts. And I've gone through a lot of darts getting to the point where I am now, and I'll show you some of them. But what first started me on this path was after I started following Dynamite Dave. He teaches you to eliminate any anomaly, any extra movement, anything you don't need in the process of throwing your dart, get rid of it to make things simple. And the first thing I started with was holding my dart in the exact same spot every single time. Now, I do like straight barrel darts. I don't like front weighted darts. And with the dart barrels being totally parallel all the way through, it kind of got a little hard holding it in the exact same spot every time. And then I saw Simon Whitlock's darts from a while back where he had this scallop probably a third, maybe halfway along his barrel. So I started to try to imitate it. And it ended up being, the scallop being too far back along the barrel for my own particular action. So I went through, like I said, I went through several set of darts, finding the same spot that I liked. And I will show you some of those darts. Now, there's nothing distracting from the major manufacturers. They sell pros darts for over $100 a set. Nothing wrong with those if that's what you like. If you can afford to spend that kind of money, no problem. They're perfectly good darts. But so are inexpensive darts, in particular from Darts Corner in the UK, where I buy all my darts. I have bought my last few sets from them, and I've not paid any more than $25 for a set of darts in probably the last 2 years. I did spend $30 a set for the last two sets I bought, only because I paid $5 to have Dragonfire laser etched around the end of the barrel.
So, don't get me wrong, I have bought expensive darts in the past. I bought snakebite darts. The second set of those I bought were used, so I didn't pay that much for them. I've also bought Phil Taylor's original Power 9 5s. They were over $100, but they weren't for me. The barrel was too fat, too short, etc., etc. But since then, I have not paid a lot for my darts.
So, and what I'm going to show you now, people are going to say, oh my God, why did you do that? Well, the reason I did it is because nobody's going to get rich buying and selling darts. I don't care whose darts they are. You can buy a set of Target Elysian, I think the name is. You can pay $600-700 for those darts. You are not going to sell them for $1,400 and double your money. There's no way you're going to do that. And so these first three sets of darts are all Phil Taylor's Purist Phase 1, 2, and 3. And you can see I played around with these darts, doing different things to them. And I'll give you a quick look. And there they are. This is phase 2 for that flat part against the end of the barrel. This is phase 1 and 3. And I know phase 3 had this at the end of the barrel, but they had a slight scallop in it. And that's what I used to hold my dart. But after analyzing my throw and my dart, I realized I put too much weight in front of my fingers and my darts were going all over the place. So I started playing with this, and I don't have a metal lathe like the dart manufacturers do. I have a wood lathe. I use metal files manufacturing darts. I'm just modifying the ones I have. And once I edit this video, I will add a picture of that. And so I went through. I did have a set of, actually I had two sets of snakebite darts. And these are the ones I modified where the scallop was a little too far back. So you can see that it's too far back. It's almost, it's over an inch away from the end of the barrel. My current set, this is where the scallop is. It's much closer to the end of the barrel. And I have two sets of these. These are the ones that have the dragonfly etching along the end of the barrel. I did one set, and I put a pure scallop in there. And this, I hold it on the front of the barrel, and the back of my fingers go into the scallop. And when I did the second set, I left some kind of ridges in there, hoping it would add a little grip. It's immaterial, really. Both sets of darts, they fly just the same. You'll also notice that on these, I converted these to Swiss point. Just playing around with them. I'm not going to make a fortune selling this set of darts anymore. I wouldn't have made a fortune selling the first set anyway. But you can see also on these darts, actually, let me put them down here again so you can see them better. This set I converted conversion points. This set also have Swiss points on them, and these I just left the regular points on them. So I went through several sets of darts. I actually even bought a set of Red Dragon Amaris. These are 22 grams. I bought these because they do have the scallop already in the barrel. But these are too light for me. And if you've seen any of my other videos, you know when I went to see Dynamite Dave over in the UK, he gave me a set of Luckily Robins. And those flew a lot steadier. They flew a lot straighter than the darts I was using when I had them there. And they were 22 and a half. And I asked him, what weight are these? And he said they were probably like 25 grams. So while I was over there, and of course I couldn't modify them, I bought a set of Squadron M1s. They pretty much had the same rings, this part right here. When I got back to the States, I put a scallop in there. I have two sets of these. They are matched almost perfectly as far as weight goes. But I'm still playing with darts. And I have two sets of these. If anybody wants them, contact me. I'll sell them to you. And then I went to a little heavier set. These were 26. And after I modified them, put flights and stems on them, they're probably like maybe 26 and a half. But then I went to, let me see, these darts right. These are Squadron M3s. They came in 27 grams. And you can see what I painted. I left some rings in the scallop right there. Maybe to add some grip. I can throw these pretty well, even though the scallop is kind of a little further back than my latest darts. But these were 27. They're fairly longer than these are designer Spectras. And even though they're because they're a little lighter, the barrel's a little shorter, actual barrel. So to get the balance I wanted, you can probably see on the Spectras, I have got an adagram right at the back, which I did that so they would fly straight and land in the board like that, not like this. That adagram brings them down to being straight. So that being said, I hope if you need any more information, you can get a hold of me. You can see what I've been doing with my darts. I'll edit this. I'll put a picture of my lathe on the video so you can see what I did and explain why. And in a few days, I'm going to do another video because I do have another set of darts coming. And I think these are some of the prettiest darts I've ever even seen. They did cost me a little bit because I had them custom made. And they were made by Peter Pereira up in Canada, New Brunswick. And when I do get my darts, I'm going to do a review of those darts and you see what they look like. And they're based on my darts, these designer Spectres. So I know I'm going to love them. So here are my current set of darts. You can see the modification. You can see the addigram at the back, which compensates for the longer flights I also put on the front. Now this is my M3 squadrons that I modified. You can see the pin jaws on the left hold a point, and the back of the dart is held by a cone drive in the tailstock, which when you see the second picture, it does not harm the frets one little bit.
So folks, that's the basic idea of how I modify my darts. If you'd like any more information, you can Facebook message me, or you can send me an email at the email address on the business card at the head of this video. So until I get my darts and do the review of those, it's bye for now, and I'm glad to be back.